Making money as a trader is important, but being consistent as a trader is obviously very important. Our guest today is Derek Fry, who's going to talk about how we can get to that time of consistency more quickly as a starting trader. So Derek, what's kind of the key in your mind to being consistent?
Well, first of all, consistency is it's something you do, it's not something you get. And I think that's part of something that a lot of traders aren't recognizing when they get started. They think they're just going to all of a sudden one day fall backwards into a pile of consistency, and it doesn't really work that way. At least it never has for me.
What did you do along your education as a trader to get there faster?
Really just realizing that being consistent was going to be really part of the key of getting me where I was trying to go, because to realize the statistical edge that any system gives you, you have to be consistent with it. And we of course from trade to trade don't know which one's going to work and which one's not going to work, but we know if we're consistent in executing our edge over time, that over a course of 1,000 trades or 10,000 trades we make money. It's not about each individual one, it's about the whole. So that was kind of the biggest thing for me, is realizing if I was ever going to take advantage of the edge that I have with whatever method it is, you have to be consistent with it for, and nobody gets rich in this business off of 5 trades. It's usually thousands of trades. So
does that mean when I have an indicator that I'm using that I take every signal that it gives me, or what do you mean by that?
It doesn't necessarily mean you take every signal. It just means that you have a predetermined plan, a risk matrix that you follow along consistently, that gets you in and gets you out. It doesn't necessarily mean every signal. I mean, we have the method I use, the harmonics. It spits out probably a couple hundred signals a day, and I only take maybe 3 to 5 of them, and I have a specific way of vetting them to get to those 3 to 5, and that's what keeps me consistent. Is the ones that I'm picking are the same, in terms of the parameters. So therefore, the consistency.
All right, and is that also meaning being disciplined about your stop? I mean, is that part of it as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the risk plan has to be absolutely disciplined and followed to a T. Without question. And that's also a huge part of consistency. I mean, if not the biggest part, is making sure that you're always taking care of your risk.
All right, so if somebody is just starting out and they're having some success, but they're also having failures, maybe more failures, losing more money when they're getting started, how do they make that transition? I mean, what's kind of the first steps?
Well, for me, it was finding a method that fit my personality, that worked, that just made sense, that I believed in, that I could wrap my brain around, that I could learn everything about, and really feel like I understood it back to front. Because having that knowledge is what gives you confidence, and confidence is what allows you to act consistently. You're not going to act consistently if you're not confident, So, and the confidence comes from the education. So really, I think just knowing whatever method you're using, like I said, back to front, is kind of the starting point to get to consistency.
So does that mean I need to try a lot of different things to find out what's a good fit?
I mean, you do need to find something that fits your personality, something that just jives. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to wander around bumping into things until you find 100 different things. I mean, you might find one early in the game, but whatever it takes, whether it takes 3 times or 300, at the end of the day, you got to find something that will fit your personality, so that you can. Consistency means you're going to do it thousands of times over and over again. You're never going to do something thousands of times over and over again if it's not comfortable.
Derek, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
You're watching the MoneyShow.com video network.